Love, exciting and new.
Hello, Hannah Waddingham here. Have you seen the fabulous new Sun Princess? World-class entertainment, exceptional dining, and the greatest pizza ever.
It's a love.
Don't miss our Come Aboard sale with up to 40% off and free room upgrades. Visit princess.com or call your travel advisor to book. Princess Cruises. Terms and restrictions apply. Offer ends 2/28/25. Ships of Bermudan and British Registry.
Don't you love it when things are both easier and more affordable? Like when the rain washes your car for you. Or like when you save up to 10% by bundling your renters and auto insurance with USAA. Bundle with USAA and start saving. Get a quote today.
This episode is brought to you by Abercrombie. There's nothing better than the perfect jean and going out top combo, or an outfit that perfectly matches your plans. Abercrombie's relaxed jean goes with every occasion. Date nights with something lace, or daytime with a cozy sweater. And their barrel jean will surprise you. It's the trend that will become a staple in your wardrobe. Abercrombie denim comes in tons of rises, fits, and washes. Find your perfect pair online or in store.
Hello everyone. The clip you're about to hear is from one of our exclusive Patreon episodes, and just like all of our other episodes, it will include major spoilers. You've officially been warned. If you'd like to hear the episode in full, just head on over to patreon.com/horrorqueers and subscribe today to get hundreds of hours of exclusive Patreon content, all for just $10 or less. Without further ado, here is your Patreon clip.
I was at a premiere screening of this, and Jack Quaid was in town because, of course, he's shooting The Boys here in Toronto. So he did a Q&A. He said that this was one of the films that was cut, like the production was cut in half because of the writers and the actor strikes. So he said that originally it was great, and then the second half of it, they had to shoot in the winter. So all of the scenes where you see them running around outside, most of that was shot. Like, all of the greenery you see is fake.
Oh, that's really
it was winter.
Funny. That's, oh my God. Ugh.
Yeah.
Well, that's not funny, but what is funny is a lot of this movie. There was that a good segue?
It was okay. You know what? It was a little abrupt, but I appreciate you trying to go for it.
But because I think the first big laugh in this movie is that we play with editing a lot to add to the humor. But this smash cut to Jack Quaid's O face after sex, after like the meet cute, and it's like, ooh.
It's so unflattering. This is how I know that I'm going to probably follow Jack Quaid in nearly any project he does, because he is so willing to make himself the butt of the joke.
Yes. Oh, I love that he's so willing to make fun of himself. And I think, I mean, and you know, it's something where, you know, it's like his parents. I mean, Meg Ryan, I have no idea what her politics are, but Dennis Quaid is
terrible.
Not great. Which is really funny because I feel like we're in the middle of a Dennis Quaid-a-thon. Like, I just saw a trailer for another movie with Dennis Quaid.
Yeah, no, he's got a bunch of different projects coming out.
But yes, I agree. I think that Jack Quaid just seems like a lovely person, barring any future mishaps he posts on social media.
I was going to say, if this episode doesn't age well, that's not our fault.
No,
at the moment we're recording, he's lovely.
So, okay, the first 30 minutes, yeah, we're basically kind of like doing, although I don't really think we're doing a really hard job of trying to hide the fact that she's a robot, because I think it's one of those things where, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like the movie's like, we know you know she's a robot, so here's some like little gags for you. But
100%. Like if you start to clock the number of times he asks her for the weather.
Oh my God. As soon as that happened, I was like, because you can tell her voice affectation changes too.
Yeah, I will say this movie has confirmed for me that I'm also a big fan of Sophie Thatcher. I mean, we have watched her on Yellow Jackets. We saw her in that terrible Boogeyman movie, which did her no favors, but she was not. And Heretic, yes.
Yeah.
So like we've seen her in a number of different things. I'm becoming increasingly obsessed with her voice, the sort of smoky huskiness. But you're right, you know, she's actually really good at playing with it. Like I'm in the middle of a rewatch of Yellow Jackets because Jen and I are recording on it for Murder Made Fiction. And she is so good at finding levels and then using her voice to really sell, I'm wounded, I'm passionate, I'm pissed off, like, but it's still so distinctive.
To the point where the scene where she's playing with her voice, like the different pitches and things, I was like, oh, this is so fun! Because her voice is very distinct.
And it honestly made me wonder how much of that was them tweaking it in post versus her actually being able to do some of this. Like, I'm pretty sure she probably had to learn a speck of German or two in here.
Sure. But when it comes to like the pitch, I'm sure that's just like a filter. Or digital,
right.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I agree with you. I think Sophie Thatcher, I mean, she is easily the MVP of this movie. Although, I mean, I will say, Lucas Gage is really, really up and coming too. Good for him.
Yeah, I like that he's picking a broad mix of projects, and some of them he's, like Smile 2, very weird and scary. And then in this, he's actually quite lovable and then scary.
Yeah, effectively so. So I think he gets to play a few more layers than Sophie Thatcher. But he doesn't steal the movie from her, but he was my like silver medal MVP.
Yeah. I was gonna nominate him and Nguyen for best duo in this film because I think that they are such just a nice reprieve. Like I really bought their love and affection for each other to the point where as we said, it starts off very saccharine, but then by the time they're talking to each other in the woods right before Eli gets killed, I was fully on board with this couple. And the way that Iris ends up sort of jailbreaking Patrick after he gets hijacked by Josh is to remind him of what love actually feels like. And I don't know. It's kind of devastating when we talk about how true love feels like pain in this film.
I almost teared up a bit. But yeah, I did. Because I know I just made fun of like, oh my God, like the way they were talking to them in the beginning was so like icky, gross. But to your point, that scene in the woods when he's telling him like, I actually love you. Yes, you're a robot, but I don't care. But I was like, oh.
Yeah, no, it's sweet. It's adorable.
But then I was like, one of you's going to die soon. But this is really effective.
I do think it's kind of great that in this movie where we have 3 different couples and they're all pretty fucked up, the one that ends up being the best fit, the one that actually has true love, the queer couple.
The queer couple, yes. Albeit one with a robot in it, but yes.
I mean, hey, we don't judge, we're allies.